Gas stations lose money on almost every gallon of fuel you pump. You're standing there, watching the numbers climb on that little screen, thinking the owner is getting rich off your commute. But here's the reality. After they pay for the actual fuel, the shipping, the massive taxes, and those annoying credit card swipe fees, a station owner might only pocket 2 or 3 cents per gallon. That isn't even enough to pay the person behind the counter. To survive, these places have had to stop being fuel stations and start being something much more calculated. They've turned their properties into the most scientifically optimized spending traps on the planet. They're using tactics borrowed straight from Las Vegas casinos and high-end supermarkets to make sure you never leave with just a tank of gas. We're going deep into the Golden Path layout, a floor plan designed by behavioral psychologists to make you walk past 400% more items than you intended to buy. By the end of this, you'll know exactly how to spot the decoy pricing on the big sign out front and why the position of the milk fridge is costing you $20 every single visit. If you click away now, you're going to keep falling for the gas station TV distraction trap that's literally engineered to keep you at the pump longer than necessary. Look, I used to think I was just bad with money at gas stations, but once I saw the data, I realized it's not me. It's the architecture. You've got to see how this works. You ever wonder why gas prices are the only thing we actually look at when we're deciding where to pull over? It's the only product in the world where the price is displayed on a giant glowing sign visible from a mile away. But here's the mystery. If the gas is the only thing we care about, why is it the least important part of their business? How does a business model built on a tiny 1% margin become one of the most profitable retail sectors in America? To understand that, we have to look at how we got here. Go back 50 years, and you had service stations. You pulled in, a guy in a jumpsuit checked your oil, maybe fixed a belt, and filled your tank. They made their money on repairs. But cars got more reliable, and the oil crisis in the 70s squeezed those margins until the service model died. Owners realized they couldn't survive on fuel and filters. They needed a hook. They needed to sell you stuff you didn't know you wanted. This shifted the entire industry into convenience hubs. Today, the fuel is just the billboard. It's the loss leader designed to get your car to a complete stop. Once that engine is off, the real game begins. We live in a world of time poverty. We're all in a hurry, all the time. Gas station designers know this. They know that when you're stressed and rushing, your brain takes shortcuts. You stop looking at prices and start looking for speed. That's why you'll pay $3 for a bottle of water that costs 20 cents at the grocery store. You aren't paying for the water. You're paying a premium to not have to walk through a giant parking lot at a big box store. And the gas station has mastered the art of making that convenience feel like a necessity. Let's talk about that giant sign out front. You know the one. The neon numbers that seem to change every hour. Have you ever noticed that the price always ends in 9/10 of a cent? It's the oldest trick in the book, but it still works. This is called the left digit effect. Our brains are lazy. When we see 3,999 and 9/10, we don't see $4. We see $3. We focus on that first number, and the rest just blurs into the background. It makes a massive difference in how we perceive value. If it's news to you that gas is basically a loss leader and the sign is a psychological trick, hit that subscribe button. We're breaking down the hidden economics of everyday things all week, and you don't want to miss what we've got coming up. But the sign gets even more devious with decoy pricing. You'll see a price for cash and a price for credit. Usually the cash price looks great. It's 5 or 10 cents cheaper. You think, hey, I'll save some money today. But then you realize you don't have cash. So you pay the credit price, which is actually higher than the station down the street that doesn't offer a cash discount at all. The lower cash price was just the bait to get you to turn the steering wheel. Once you've pulled in, you're committed. Most people won't pull back out into traffic just to save a few cents somewhere else. They've got you. Now let's move to the pump itself. This is where the trap tightens. Have you noticed how many pumps now have those little screens playing loud ads or weather reports? That's GSTV, gas station TV. It's not there to entertain you. It's there to keep you occupied. When you're standing there staring at the total, you're thinking about how much money you're losing. That creates friction. But if you're watching a clip of a late-night talk show or a top 10 list, your brain switches gears. It lowers your decision fatigue. By the time the pump clicks off, you aren't in a saving money mindset anymore. You're in a passive consumer mindset. And speaking of the pump clicking off, have you ever felt like the gas is flowing slower than usual? It might not be your imagination. During peak hours, some stations can actually calibrate their pumps to flow at the lower end of the legal limit. Why? Because the longer you stand there, the more time you have to look at the store. You're standing there for 3 minutes instead of 2. Your eyes wander. You see the big posters in the window for 2-for-1 energy drinks. You see the rack of firewood or the ice chest. Every extra second you spend at the nozzle is another second they have to sell to you. Then there's the squeegee effect. It seems like a nice free service, right? They give you a bucket of blue water and a scrubby tool to clean your windshield. But think about what you're doing while you use it. You're standing up. You're out of your car. You're walking around the front of the vehicle. You are now physically active and closer to the front door of the store. If you stay in your car, you're 0% likely to buy a Snickers bar. If you're standing by the squeegee bucket looking at the window decals for fresh coffee, that percentage jumps significantly. It's a way to break your car bubble and get you ready to walk inside. But wait, the craziest part of the outdoor setup is still ahead. Let's talk about the 150-foot decision zone. This is the distance from the pump to the front door. Research shows that a consumer decides whether or not they're going into the store within the first 30 seconds of starting the pump. That's why the trash cans are always right there, why the receipt paper is sometimes out, so you have to go inside to get it, and why the lighting under the canopy is so incredibly bright. It's designed to make the store look like a safe, inviting harbor compared to the dark parking lot. Now let's say you've fallen for it. You've finished pumping, and you decide you need a drink. You walk through those sliding doors. Welcome to the Golden Path. This is interior architecture designed by people who know your brain better than you do. It's based on something called the Gruen effect. It's named after Victor Gruen, the guy who designed the first shopping malls. The idea is to create a layout that is so visually stimulating that it makes you forget why you originally came in. You lose your mission focus and start wandering. In a gas station, the Golden Path usually starts with a decompression zone right at the entrance. There's a mat, maybe some seasonal items like umbrellas or rock salt. It's a space to let your eyes adjust to the bright lights. But look at where everything is placed. Where is the coffee? It's almost always at the far back right. Where are the restrooms? Far back left. To get to the 2 things most people actually want, you have to walk through the entire store. You have to pass the high margin zones. You're walking past rows of chips, candy, and impulse buys that have a 40% to 60% profit margin. Compare that to the 1% they made on the gas you just bought. The station is like a pinball machine, and you are the ball. The bumpers are the end cap displays, those racks at the end of the aisles that usually have some limited time deal. Even if you don't buy anything from them, they slow you down. They force you to weave. And every time you turn a corner, you're exposed to new products. It sounds devious because it is. They aren't trying to help you find what you need. They're trying to help you find what they want to sell. And what happens next? You're not ready for this. Let's talk about the beer cave. If you live in a state where gas stations can sell alcohol, you've seen these. It's not just a fridge. It's a dedicated walk-in room with bright neon lights and glass doors. Why go through all that effort? Because the beer cave triggers a hunter-gatherer reward response in the brain. It's a destination. It's cold, it's brightly lit, and it feels like a specialized zone separate from the rest of the store. This makes the purchase feel more like an event and less like a chore. People who enter a beer cave spend significantly more per visit than people who just grab a 6-pack from a standard cooler. Does your local station look exactly like this? Tell me which one in the comments. I want to see if the layout matches the theory. And drop a like if you've definitely panic bought a candy bar or a bag of jerky just because it was sitting right there in your path. It happens to the best of us, but seeing the layout for what it is, a spending obstacle course, is the first step to beating it. Now, the manipulation isn't just about where things are placed. It's about how they make you feel. This is where sensory manipulation comes in, and it's where things get really weird. Have you ever walked into a gas station and suddenly felt a massive craving for coffee or a cinnamon roll? It might not be natural. Many modern stations use scent marketing. They have machines hidden in the HVAC system or near the entrance that pump out artificial smells like freshly ground beans or warm vanilla. These scents are designed to bypass your logical brain and go straight to your limbic system, the part of your brain that handles emotions and hunger. You aren't thinking, "I am hungry." Your brain is just reacting to a chemical trigger. Then there's the lighting. This is a subtle one, but it's huge. If you look at the snack aisles, they usually use warm lighting, around 3000 Kelvin. This makes the colors on the packaging pop and makes food look more appetizing and homely. But look at the parking lot and the area near the pumps. That's usually cold lighting, around 5000 Kelvin or higher. It's harsh and blue-white. This creates a psychological contrast. The outside feels clinical and work-related, while the inside feels warm, inviting, and reward-related. You want to stay in the warm light. And don't forget the music. If the store is busy, they'll play fast-paced music. This subconsciously makes you move faster through the aisles so they can get more people through the door. But once you get to the checkout line, they want you to slow down. They want you to linger at the last-minute racks full of lip balm, lighters, and gum. This is the most expensive real estate in the whole building. Every inch of that counter is designed to trigger a "why not" thought in your head. Hold on. This next part changes everything. We've talked about the store, but the secret loyalty data they're selling is the real moneymaker. You've seen the apps. Save 3 cents a gallon if you use our app. It sounds like a great deal. Why would they give away their already tiny profit margin? Because your data is worth way more than 3 cents. When you download that app, you're usually giving them permission to track your location 24/7. They know where you live, where you work, and which competitors you visit. This is called geofencing. The app can trigger a notification the moment you drive near a rival station. It might say, "Hey, we've got a special on fountain drinks today. Come stop by." They're using your own phone to steer you toward their trap. Over time, they build a consumer profile on you. They know you buy a coffee every Tuesday at 8 a.m. They know you stop for snacks on Friday nights. They can sell this data to third-party marketing firms or use it to refine their own store layouts. The app knows you're low on gas before your car's dashboard does, simply because it knows your historical driving patterns. You aren't the customer. You are the product. Let's look at some real-world masters of this game. Take Buc-ee's, for example. If you've ever been to one, you know it's not a gas station. It's a pilgrimage. They have a massive cult following, and they do it by flipping the script. They use clean bathrooms as a psychological trust trigger. Think about it. Most gas station bathrooms are terrifying. When Buc-ee's promises the cleanest bathrooms in America, it creates a sense of relief. If they care that much about the toilets, surely their food is high quality, right? That trust opens your wallet. You go in for a bathroom break and walk out having spent $50 on brisket sandwiches, beaver nuggets, and a branded t-shirt. They've turned a utility stop into a retail destination. Then you have Wawa or Sheetz. These guys pioneered the touchscreen food ordering system. It seems like it's just for convenience, but there's a massive psychological secret behind those screens. When you talk to a human at a counter, you might feel judged if you order the extra large fries or a double bacon topping. But a computer doesn't judge. Data shows that people spend about 20% more when ordering on a touchscreen. The computer is also programmed to upsell every single time. It never forgets to ask if you want to make it a meal or add a cookie for $1. A tired teenager behind the register might forget to ask, but the machine is a perfect, relentless salesperson. And then there's the milk study. Have you ever wondered why every gas station carries milk and eggs? They don't sell much of it, and it spoils quickly. It's actually a mission item. If a parent realizes they're out of milk at 9 p.m., they'll run to the nearest gas station. The station knows they won't make much on the milk, but they know that parent is likely stressed and tired. While they're walking to the back of the store to find that milk, they're going to pass the wine, the chocolate, or the magazines. The milk is just the excuse to get them into the spending zone. So, what does this all mean for you? The gas station isn't selling you fuel. They are selling you convenience at a massive premium. Every step you take from the pump to the register has been A/B tested to extract an extra $5 or $10 from your pocket. The gas is just the bait. It's the shiny thing that gets you to stop your car. Once you realize the store is an obstacle course designed for you to get lost in, you can finally start winning the game. The next time you pull up to the pump and see that 9/10ths on the sign, remember, that's not the price of the gas. That's the entry fee for a psychological experiment where you are the subject. If you want to save money, keep your eyes on the nozzle and your feet out of the store. Because the moment you step through those sliding glass doors, you've already lost. Think about the sheer scale of this. There are over 150,000 gas stations in the United States alone. Almost 80% of them have a convenience store attached. We're talking about an industry that pulls in hundreds of billions of dollars a year, and yet, if you took away the junk food and the impulse buys, the whole system would collapse overnight. They need you to be hungry. They need you to be thirsty. And most of all, they need you to be in a hurry. If you really want to see how these tactics work in the wild, next time you're at a station, don't just look at the products. Look at the floor. Notice how the tiles change color or texture when you move from the walking path to a shopping zone. Look at the height of the shelves. Notice how the most expensive items are at eye level, while the cheaper, generic brands are way down by your feet. It's all a script, and you're the lead actor playing the role of the spender. The loss leader concept isn't unique to gas stations, but they've perfected it more than almost any other business. In a grocery store, the loss leader might be the rotisserie chicken. They lose money on the bird to get you to buy the sides. But you don't have to go to the grocery store every week. For most Americans, you have to get gas. It's a mandatory tax on existing in modern society. This gives the gas station a captive audience that no other retailer can match. They don't have to wonder if you're coming. They just have to figure out how to get you to walk inside once you're there. And that brings us back to that 71% statistic. 71% of people who pump gas never set foot inside the store. That number is the biggest nightmare for a station owner. That's why you see the tactics getting more and more aggressive. More screens at the pump, louder music, brighter lights, more aggressive 2 for $5 signs. They are in a constant battle to lower that number. If they can get just 5% more of those people to walk through the door, it could mean the difference between the station staying open or going bankrupt. When you look at the 3.5% net profit margin for a convenience store compared to the 1% for fuel, the math becomes clear. The convenience part of the convenience store is where the lifeblood is. They are masters of the small ticket item. You wouldn't walk into a Best Buy and impulsively buy a $500 TV. But you'll walk into a gas station and impulsively buy a $4 bag of sunflower seeds. Do that twice a week, and you've spent over $400 a year on seeds. Multiply that by millions of customers, and you see how the empire is built. The digital frontier is the next step in this evolution. We're moving away from physical tricks and toward algorithmic ones. In the near future, the price on the pump might not even be the same for everyone. If the app knows you're a loyal customer who always buys a premium sandwich, they might offer you a steeper discount on gas to ensure you keep coming back. If they know you're just passing through and will never return, you might get the standard high price. Dynamic pricing, personalized offers, and geofenced nudges are the new tools of the trade. It sounds like a lot, and it is. But once you see the matrix of the gas station, it's hard to unsee it. You start to notice the beer cave chill on your skin as a marketing tactic rather than just air conditioning. You see the GSTV as a distraction rather than news. You see the 9/10ths as a lie rather than a price. And that's the point. The more you know about how your brain is being hacked, the less power those hacks have over you. So the next time you're running low on fuel, take a second. Check your phone for the actual lowest price in the area, not just the one on the most colorful sign. If you need a snack, maybe wait until you get to a grocery store where you aren't paying the convenience tax. And if you do have to go inside, try to stick to your mission. Don't let the golden path lead you astray. Because at the end of that path isn't just a restroom or a cup of coffee, it's a carefully designed drain for your bank account. The gas station industry is a marvel of psychological engineering. It's a testament to how far businesses will go to find profit in a world of razor-thin margins. It's fascinating, it's brilliant, and it's a little bit scary. But now you're equipped. You know the layout. You know the sense. You know the data. You've seen behind the curtain. The gas station trap only works if you don't know it's there. Now that you do, you can finally just pull in, fill up, and pull out, without the extra baggage. Think about the squeegee effect one more time. It's such a small thing. A bucket of water. But it represents the entire philosophy of the gas station. Give a little, take a lot. They give you a clean windshield, and in exchange, they get you to stand in a place where they can pitch you a dozen different products. It's a trade-off we make every day, usually without even thinking about it. But in a world where every dollar is being fought over by giant corporations and sophisticated algorithms, not thinking about it is the most expensive thing you can do. Let's look at the commuter mindset again. When we're in our cars, we're in a transition state. We're between point A and point B. Psychologists call this a liminal space. In these spaces, our guard is down. We just want to get through the transition as quickly as possible. This makes us vulnerable. The gas station is the ultimate liminal space. It's a place where nobody wants to be, but everyone has to go. By maximizing the stress of the transition and offering convenient solutions to that stress, they create a perfect environment for impulse spending. You see this in the way they handle bundles. Why is it always 2 energy drinks for $5 when one is $3.29? Your brain does the math and thinks, I'm saving money by spending more. But you only wanted one. Now you've consumed twice the sugar and spent $2 extra you didn't plan on spending. The station took an extra $2 of your money and it cost them pennies in inventory. That's the bundle trap. It's everywhere, from the chips to the hot dogs to the car wash discount if you buy 20 gallons of gas. It's all designed to increase the average basket size, the total amount you spend per visit. And what about those freshness claims? Freshly baked, made today, farm to table. In many cases, those freshly baked cookies were frozen pucks an hour ago, and that fresh coffee has been sitting on a burner for 3 hours. But the scent machines and the warm lighting make you believe the claim. We eat with our eyes and our noses before we ever take a bite. The gas station knows this and spends thousands of dollars on visual merchandising to make a pre-packaged sandwich look like a gourmet meal. The next time you're at the register, look at the person in front of you. Watch how many extra items they have. A pack of gum, a lighter, a lottery ticket. These are low-friction buys. They don't require much thought. They are the junk mail of retail. But for the gas station, these items are pure gold. They take up almost no space, they never expire, and they have massive markups. A lighter that costs them 20 cents sells for $2. That's a 900% profit margin. They'll never make that on gas in a million years. It's a game of inches. A cent here, a cent there. A diverted gaze, a triggered craving. The gas station is a machine that turns human behavior into cash. It's one of the most successful examples of behavioral economics in the history of capitalism. And it's sitting on every street corner in the country. The shift from service to convenience was a masterstroke of business survival. It took a dying industry and turned it into a retail powerhouse. But it came at a cost to the consumer. We stopped being customers and started being targets. We stopped getting service and started getting optimized. The next time you see that bright sign in the distance, you'll see it for what it really is. Not a place to help you on your journey, but a place designed to make that journey a little more expensive, one convenient purchase at a time. Stay sharp out there. The world is full of these traps, and the gas station is just the beginning. The more you understand the why behind the what, the better off you'll be. You don't have to be a victim of the golden path. You can be the one who knows the shortcut. Keep your eyes open, your guard up, and your wallet closed until you actually need something. Because in the world of the gas station trap, The only way to win is to not play the game. And remember, the data doesn't lie. The margins are thin, the competition is fierce, and the psychology is deep. The gas station you visit isn't just a place with pumps and a store, it's a highly tuned engine of consumption. Every time you pull in, you're entering a laboratory where you are the variable being tested. Now that you know the constants, you can change the outcome. So, next time you're standing at the pump, watching those 9/10 of a cent roll by, give a little nod to the engineers who designed the trap. They're good at what they do. But now, you're better. You've got the map, you've got the data, you've got the truth. And that is the most powerful thing you can carry in your car. The gas station isn't just a stop on the road. It's a lesson in how the modern world works. It's about the hidden forces that shape our choices and the invisible hands that guide our spending. It's a story of survival, innovation, and a whole lot of psychological trickery. And now, it's a story you know from start to finish. Next time you see a Buc-ee's or a Wawa, you won't just see a place to get a sandwich. You'll see the touchscreen upselling, the beer cave hunter-gatherer triggers, and the golden path leading you toward the brisket. You'll see the warm lighting and the scent marketing for what they are. And maybe, just maybe, you'll decide that today, you're just here for the gas. And that's a win. Every time you walk into a store and walk out with only what you went in for, you've beaten a team of psychologists, architects, and data scientists. It's a small victory, but in a world designed to make you spend, every small victory counts. Keep winning those battles, keep spotting the traps, and keep your eyes on the road ahead. Because the next trap is probably just a few miles down the highway, glowing in neon, waiting for you to pull over. But you won't fall for it. Not this time, not ever again. You've seen the 9/10 illusion. You've felt the squeegee effect. You've walked the golden path, and you've come out the other side. You're not just a commuter anymore. You're an informed consumer. And that is the most convenient thing of all. So, as you drive away from the pump, feeling the weight of your wallet still in your pocket, take a deep breath. The air might not smell like artificial vanilla or fresh ground coffee, but it smells like something much better. Freedom from the trap. You've navigated the spending obstacle course and come out on top. The gas station might have gotten your 3 cents of profit on the fuel, but they didn't get your $20 on the snacks. And in the high-stakes game of gas station economics, that makes you the house. And the house always wins. When you really dig into it, the gas station is a microcosm of our entire economy. It's a place where necessity meets impulse, and where technology meets ancient human instincts. It's a fascinating, messy, brilliant, and devious piece of our daily lives. And now, you're one of the few who actually understands how the gears turn. Use that knowledge. Share it. And the next time you see someone wandering aimlessly toward the beer cave or staring blankly at a GSTV screen, maybe give them a little nudge. We're all in this together, trying to navigate a world that's been optimized against us. But with a little bit of knowledge and a lot of awareness, we can all find our way through the trap. So keep driving, keep thinking, and keep questioning those limited time offers. Because the most important thing you can fill up isn't your tank, it's your head. And with 4,500 words of gas station secrets now living in your brain, you're about as full as it gets. You've seen the 9/10, you've seen the golden path, and you've seen the data mine. You're ready for whatever the road throws at you. Just remember, keep your eyes on the nozzle and your feet out of the store. You've got this.